I had a thing happen recently, and it was a few months ago, but 25 years ago, not joking, 25 years ago, a good friend of mine who used to sell new homes and I would finance them. So she and I
Mhm.
became really close, became really good friends. She went to work for a local college here in the area, in this county. And she had never taught real estate before. She was, she had been in real estate for years, but she was a new professor,
YouTube.
new college professor, right?
Mhm.
And she taught her first real estate principles class, which is basically just the general real estate stuff that it's class back then you had to take in order to and complete. You had to pass it in order to qualify to take the state exam for licensing here. And she called me and actually called my mother and she said, he doesn't have time for this, but my students need to hear what he has to say. And so my mother comes into my office and she says, listen, Gail just called and her students need to hear what you have to say. I need you to do this for me tomorrow or next week. And I
Okay.
said, Mom, what you don't understand is if Gail called me and asked me to jump, I'd ask her how high. So where do I need to be and when? So she told me and I went. And I taught for a couple of hours. She had such a positive reaction from that. She walked me out to my truck and she said, in 25 years, I'm going to retire. And when I retire, I want you to take my place here as a professor of real estate. True story, right? Full time, leadership, the whole thing. So about 5 months ago, 6 months ago, she called me and she said, it's been 25 years.
Wow.